Hey, big head.
So, in 2011 is when you attended McNair High School. Go Eagles.
Right.
What kind of student were you in high school? Were you quiet? Were you into academics? Were you an athlete? What exactly were you?
I was quiet, but I had a lot of friends. I had popular friends. I had friends that were not so popular. I wasn't really into any academics. Like, let me think about it. No, I wasn't. Yeah, I'm not going to try to lie. I really tried to think, but no, I wasn't into any academics until I got to my senior year of high school.
That don't count because that's when you had to graduate. You doing whatever you can to make that graduation. You know, you're like, I gotta do extra credit. Go ahead, give me extra credit. I gotta do night school. Go ahead, and give me the night school. You know?
I just no.
You was doing it all to graduate. I get it. I did the same thing. I get it. Believe it. So you graduate in 2015.
Yes.
You don't know this, but this is the year that you actually reached out to me, and this is how we got acquainted. So for people who don't know, go ahead and tell them that story. What led up to you reaching out to me in 2015?
My dad, he had messaged me telling me that I have a brother, hint, that lives in Stockton, who is a poet. He gave me your name, some information about you. He did not have your number. He did not have your Facebook. He had nothing. So I had to be a little stalker, okay? And I had to do some research on my own to find you. But I don't really know what I said when I reached out to you, honestly.
Let me just tell people at home, little stalker doesn't mean you know somebody's mom name, how old they are, their birthday, when they moved to Stockton.
Hey, don't do me.
Little stalker don't know all that, okay?
Don't do me.
Little stalker just know where you like to have lunch at. That's a little stalker. She knew everything about me when she reached out to me. So if you didn't put two and two together, this is my sister. And what's the crazy part about it is that growing up, we actually lived less than 5 minutes away from around Plaza at one point in time. And I grew up around that area. So it's crazy to think how small the world is. To be honest.
Facts.
So to have a relative right there that I didn't even know about was crazy.
Right.
Moral of the story is Papa was a Rolling Stone, right? So that's the moral of the story.
Yeah.
So in 2017, you get married and you give birth to a beautiful baby girl.
Thank you.
Between motherhood and being a wife, when did you finally decide, you know what? I'm going to take this music thing seriously and I'm going to try to go follow my dreams?
Yeah. I don't know what year it was, but I reached out to a friend of mine that I met in high school, who was also a singer, songwriter, poet. And I was like, hey, I think we should write some music together, because I knew that she was dope at it. I met up with her one night, like 8:00, I want to say, maybe it was 9, at her job. Which was
it was late. It was late.
Right. And we was in the car. I had some beats from a mutual friend of me and Aaron's, and I played it and we just started writing to it. And oh my God, it was so good. And like just that time and moment, it sparked my interest again. Like I have to like keep writing. Like I cannot stop. But I didn't take it serious then until 2019.
So if anybody's listening at home, if you want to follow your dreams, go to a Starbucks parking lot around 8 or 9 at night and start writing some music. If you ever want to follow your dreams, just a little word of advice.
No.
Go to Starbucks 8 or 9 p.m. Start writing music in the car. That's how you follow your dream right there.
I'm too done.
So why the name Mikeila Janae? What went into that? And did you have any names before you came up with that name? Did you have like Freshy Fresh?
Oh my God.
What type of names did you have leading up to your final name?
Nothing, because trying to find like an artist name that fits you is hard. Like I remember being in my grandmother's shower, just thinking of names like, how about TMR or this, that. I was really just trying to think, but nothing came to me until I had my daughter. And originally we were going to name her Mikeila Janae. But my cousin was like, no, how about you name her Aaron Janae? So I named her Aaron, changed the spelling of Aaron. And then I took Mikeila Janae. And it just fits because, well, Mikeila, that's my middle name. And then Janae is the ending of my first name, Janae. So I was like, you know what? That's just fire. Like, I don't know how I didn't think about that before, but I have to thank my daughter for that, because honestly, that was going to be her name.
Turn me up with your favorite song, you know it's gone.